Finish up. I've been talking way too long. My apologies for that, trying to cover all this stuff. So I'm just going to scan through the, just the last part of the chapter 10 chapter and then look at the chapter 14 and 15, division of labor and machinery, and just point out things to you. Again, this annotated reading is available in workshop, the workshop section of the module. All three texts are available in annotated form, so you can, read these notes on your own. Okay. So, here he talks about in the working day, right? Some other issues. I've made some notes here about how we should think about it. So, in general, with the working day, I would say the issue for students reading is most people will say, well, this is historical. Our welfare state, our democratic welfare state has regulated capitalism and labor practices. We're not a third world country anymore. Um, and issues, and no one works in a factory anymore, right? Everyone has like a service type job, or most people have some type of job like that. But, what you want to look at is the fact that, no matter what form of capitalism we're in, we are no longer in industrial capitalism. We're in a sort of post-industrial capitalism, consumer capitalism. We are in a different form of capitalism, but according to Marx, the same logic applies, right? And so capitalism, even though we might have more middle class jobs and stuff like that, is still stealing our time in some way, shape, or form. It's still dividing our labor. But perhaps the biggest thing to get out of chapter 10 is that it's no longer capitalism in the form of the factory owner or the boss who um, is doing things, is stealing our time or dividing our labor. It's really us ourselves that are doing it. That the capitalist revolution has gone so far that we don't need a boss to force us to do this, that, or other thing. That we do it to ourselves, and so we are both the capitalist owner and our own worker, and we are exploiting ourselves. We are exploiting our own time and exploiting our own division of labor. That's really, sort of, I think, the conversation that we need to have, how capitalism has really been inscribed into sort of our being, right? So, granted, you might not see, this might be a historical argument that he's making, but you want to see the sort of more universal, larger argument that he's making.